I wanted to do a video discussing thoughts ahead of the likely matchup between Tyson Fury and Wladimir Klitschko. Now, this isn't a fight where I am going to make an overly confident prediction. There's been times where, for example, Cleverly Bellew, Eubank Jr., Saunders, where I've come out very much in favour of one particular fighter and asserted extremely confidently that fighter will win. This isn't one of those occasions. I think both men have a chance of winning, and I think if the fight happened 10 times, both men would win a reasonable amount of times. I don't think it's one where you'd necessarily expect the same result over and over again, and it would depend very much how the fight was fought on an individual basis. Having said that, my slight lean on this fight is in favour of Tyson Fury. Let me start by saying I wouldn't necessarily bet against Wladimir Klitschko. Wladimir Klitschko is, in my opinion, a top 10 all-time great heavyweight. He's been absolutely dominant. He's fought pretty much all comers and defeated the top of the division. Pulev, Povetkin, Hay. That's just the recent guys. If you want to go back in history, even more names to add to his resume. Now, Wladimir Klitschko, of course, can beat Tyson Fury. Klitschko is more athletic. Klitschko is more experienced. In my opinion, Klitschko is the bigger puncher. He's got that front hand left hook. He's got that backhand right cross. Both of those can change the course of the fight. And I do believe, under certain circumstances, both of those punches can knock most men alive out, let alone Tyson Fury. There's a lot of debate as to Tyson Fury's chin. A lot of people say he's got a bad chin because he got floored by Steve Cunningham, and also in an earlier fight. I think it was Nevin Pikitz. It may have been Nikolai Further, but I think it was Pikitz. People say he's got a bad chin because he's been dropped. I tend to take the other end of the argument. I say he's got a good chin because he's been dropped twice, heavily in fact, but he's got up, he's fought on, and he's won by both occasions on stoppage. So the Fury chin, I think, is very much a subject open to your interpretation and open to debate. But let's put it this way. Fury has never been in with anyone who hits as hard as Vlad. And whether he's got a good chin or not, Kubrat Pulev gave us no indications he's got a bad chin, but he got knocked out. So what I'm saying is that power dynamic that Wladimir brings to the game means Wladimir is extremely live in the fight. Also, there's high potential that Wladimir could outpoint Tyson Fury. Wladimir's got the better jab of the two. Wladimir also has, Tyson has never fought anyone, in my opinion, of Wladimir's height. Maybe he's fought guys like Nascimento, who are big guys, but I don't think he's ever fought anyone quite as big as Wladimir, and I don't think he's fought anyone who can fight on the outside as well as Wladimir. So, what I'm getting at is Klitschko is extremely live in this fight. This isn't like where I came out and said I can't see Billy Joe losing to Eubank. I certainly could see Fury losing to Vlad. Vlad's more experienced. He's bigger than people Klitschko have fought before. Fury's fought before. He's more powerful. He's got power in both hands. The list really does go on. And Tyson Fury could crumble. It's possible. Having said that, I think Tyson Fury is a more well-rounded fighter than Wladimir Klitschko. I feel he's got different assets to Wladimir Klitschko, and I do feel he can get the job done. For a start, Wladimir Klitschko, to my eye, is a fighter who's very reliant on his size. He likes to fight at distance. In my opinion, Wladimir Klitschko's got no inside game, or a weak inside game. He likes to keep the fight at range using his long jab. Now, he may find that hard to do against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a bigger man than Wladimir Klitschko. He's a rangier guy with greater reach. Is it possible that Tyson Fury could stand on the outside of Klitschko's jab and be hitting Klitschko with his own jab, scoring against Klitschko in that fashion? What I'm getting at is, could Tyson Fury's height and size actually take away the Klitschko jab? when that's the case, how will Wladimir respond? You know, I said that Tyson Fury isn't used to fighting guys of Klitschko's size. At the same time, Klitschko isn't used to fighting guys of Tyson Fury's size. Don't get me wrong, Klitschko has performed against guys who are big. Tony Thompson, Kubrat Pulev, I could name a few other examples. But the truth is, none of these guys are bigger than Wladimir Klitschko, and Tyson Fury brings that dynamic to the game. How will Klitschko respond if Tyson Fury is able to take Klitschko's jab away from him by staying on the outside and using his reach? Secondly, Wladimir Klitschko is arguably not at his best against southpaws. The example Dwyer always uses, which I think is a fair one, is the first Tony Thompson fight. Now, I don't think Thompson was doing as well in that fight as Dwyer obviously does. Having said that, let's at least accept that Thompson was causing Wladimir Klitschko issues, and Wladimir Klitschko struggled with the awkwardness of Thompson's southpaw stance. Now remember that Tyson Fury is an advanced Swiss hitter. He can be in either stance. So when you tie that in and combine it with the fact that he's longer than Klitschko, how is Klitschko going to deal with that guy who's bigger, rangier than him, standing on the outside at the same time as the southpaw stance? A few other elements to Klitschko's game, to Fury's game. I think Fury's movement is better than Wladimir Klitschko's. Klitschko's an athlete, don't get me wrong, but Fury, he's not as athletic, he's less robotic, he's slightly looser than Wladimir. I mean, I remember in that Christian Hamer fight seeing him spin off the ropes, seeing him turn to different angles. You don't see Wladimir doing that. Tyson Fury's inside game is far, far more advanced than Wladimir Klitschko. I think with Tyson Fury's size, Klitschko won't be able to lean and hold on him the same way he did on Povetkin. And I think Fury's inside game, you know, for such a big man, he can throw excellent short punches, uppercuts, hooks. You know, I think that is a real benefit. So I think whilst Klitschko has his advantages, a better jab, more power, more experience, Fury also has his advantages. I think he's a better mover. He can switch stances. He's bigger than Wladimir. In my opinion, he's got more variety to his punch output. He's better on the inside. What I'm getting at is there are many ways that Tyson Fury can win this fight. And in that sense, I think he's very competitive going into it. It could be, in the very first round, Wladimir's able to catch him and drop him. Now, Tyson Fury's not the biggest puncher in the world. We saw Chisora, we saw Christian Hamer stopped on their feet. We saw Kevin Johnson go the distance. You know, Tyson Fury isn't a devastating, destructive puncher. Having said that, we know Wladimir Klitschko hasn't got the chin of Vitaly Klitschko. And my question is, whilst Tyson Fury doesn't hit as hard as Povetkin and hits hard as David Haye, is Tyson Fury going to be able to land on Wladimir Klitschko in ways that those guys couldn't? Don't get me wrong, if Wladimir Klitschko had to stand still and take one on the chin from either David Haye or Tyson Fury, you'd say David Haye's got the higher chance of knocking him out. But who's got the higher chance of landing from the inside? Tyson Fury's got the more advanced game. Who's got the higher chance of landing from the outside? Well, Tyson Fury's got the reins to increase his chance of landing on the outside. Who's going to be able to test Wladimir's body as well as his head? For me, Fury has got nice combinations, nice hand speed and nice body work. What I'm getting at is this is a very competitive fight. And whilst it is true that Wladimir Klitschko is very live in this fight, of course, and whilst it is true he has many ways of winning, I think the same can be said for Tyson Fury. And I think this is different to likes of Kubrat Pulev and Bryant Jennings. Is Kubrat Pulev really going to beat Wladimir Klitschko by out jabbing him when he's a smaller man? Is Bryant Jennings really going to beat Wladimir Klitschko by moving around the ring really athletically? Not really. Not after how he got schooled by Mike Perez over the first 6 rounds. You know, Tyson Fury, for me, has more of a tangible, real chance of winning these fights. He's more well-rounded. He's got different dynamics. And there are things he brings to the table, things he does, better than Wladimir Klitschko. And a lot of fighters who Klitschko's been in with, they do nothing better than Wladimir. I'm interested in this fight. I'm 60-40 to Tyson Fury. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.